My name is Hazel D. Deloria and I'm back with this video in our class, the Semantics of English. Now, before we start, let me flash first the different topics I'll be discussing for today's video. Now, without further ado, let's begin. First, our major topic is all about reference. So, by the way, what is reference in Semantics of English? In semantics, reference is generally constructed as the relationships between nouns and pronouns and objects that are named by them. It deals with the relationship between language and the real world. For example, the name Hazel Deloria, this name refers to the specific person on earth. In this example, the actual human being is considered as the referent. Now, the name Hazel D. Deloria is referred to me, and now I am the referent for that name. First, we will go into the reference and referring expression. Now, for the reference and referring expression, first we must define what is referring expression. Now, referring expression is a piece of language and noun phrase that is used in utterance and is linked to someone outside the language, some living or dead, and or imaginary entity or concepts. Now, for example, for referring expression, we have a ball, the ball, this ball, and our ball are different referring expressions with possible the name referent, but they refer to the different ways. Now, a primary referring expression is a noun phrase like a dog or your friend named Leslie Segura, the flower in the basket. All of those examples, they refer to directly to the reference. Examples of the secondary referring expressions are he, big ones, ours, or that one, because they refer the secondary referring. For example, my name is Hazel D. Deloria. Now, that is bracket in the first sentence. In the second sentence, you can say she is a student of your MSU. Instead of writing Hazel Deloria is a student of your MSU, you can use she as a second referring expression. Another discussion about referring expression. Referring expression is used to identify, but the identification may be valid temporarily. Now, one common example for this one is before the name of the JRMSU isn't JRMSU years ago. It was called Jose Rizal Memorial State College, and the other name is Rizal Memorial Vocational School. The changing of the identification, those names are valid only temporarily because the Rizal Memorial Vocational School is replaced by the name Jose Rizal Memorial State University. Now, let's go to the extension and intention. The extension of a lexeme is the set of entities which it denotes. The extension of a dog includes all collies, Dalmatians, Dachshunds, Mongrels, and other names of species of dog. Now, the intention of many lexeme is the set of properties shared by all members of the extension. Extension can change while intention remains the same. One example of this extension and intention is that the intention, say for example, the intention word is fish. Now, when we go to the extension, we have, for example, commercial fish like koi, goldfish, arowana. Now, we can also have these examples in sea fishes or can be eaten by human, which are, for example, let's call bangus or barilis or gutob. Those are in the same intention word, but they differ in the extension reference of the word. Now let's go to the prototype. Now a prototype is an object or referent that is considered typically of the whole set. Thus, if you encounter the same door in isolation and immediately think of a door swinging or rather than one side that rotates, that kind of door for you is a prototype of all doors. Now, usually the works of a door, it opens and it closes or shut. Now, there are many variants of door. We have sliding door, computer powered doors, and other types of door that are modern, and those new types of doors are the prototype of a typical door, which its works is to open and to close. Now let's continue our discussion. If you are with me, kindly hit the like button or the heart button. Now let's continue. We have some different kinds of reference. Now, three kinds of difference in reference are: first, concrete and abstract; second, unique and non-unique; and the last one we have countable and non-countable. Now for this kinds of difference of reference, I will be discussing it along as we go into the further discussion for this video. Now let's continue. We tackle first the unique and non-unique reference. Now, for example, I am putting this sentences below in this video. We swam in Lake Ontario. The second sentence is we swam in a lake. Both of the bold noun phrases are referring expression. They might have the same referent, but a lake can refer to a bodies of water, whereas the Lake Ontario refers to the same body of water. A referring expression has fixed reference when the referent is unique entity or unique of set of entities like Lake Ontario, such as the Philippine Islands, Batangas, a name of places such as JRMSU, the Pitan. Those are unique reference. Now for the non-unique reference, you will just say places or countries or cities. Okay. Now a referring expression has variable reference if its referent may be different every time it is used. For example, that dog, my uncle, and several people, a lake, and the results. Now let's go to the concrete and abstract reference. Now lexemes such as dog, door, leaf, stone denote concrete objects which can be seen or touched. The objects denoted by lexemes such as idea, problem, reason, knowledge are abstract. They cannot be perceived directly through the senses. Now, for example, this is a concrete object and this is named a comb. Now, a comb is an example of concrete reference. Now, if I were to give you my idea about a research or the abstract of a research of a specific research, now those are the ideas coming from the authors, those are the knowledge coming from the students, then those are concretely evident as an example of an abstract. Now, language is fluid, take note of that. So, lexemes, which typically have concrete denotations, can be given abstract ones and vice versa. Now, let's go to the accountable and now non-countable reference. Non-phrases in English, as in other European languages, are either countable or non-countable. Concrete countable expressions refer to the items that are separate from one another, like apples, coins, pens, and toothbrush, which you can ordinarily be counted one by one. Now, on abstract countable, phrases have such nouns as ideas, problems, suggestions. Non-countable phrases, if the reference are concrete, have these kinds of reference. Now, countable and non-countable reference, those are kindly similar to concrete and abstract reference. Now, in contrast to this, there are animals named as Anglo-Saxon origins such as cow, calf, pig, sheep, deer, all countable nouns, matched by food names of Norman French origins such as beef, veal, pork, mutton, venison, which are non-countable. Because in pork, for example, you have a pig, and then when you go to the market, those meat will be ground or tinatad na siya, and some of those will be going to the patties like in the burger. Now, you can't usually count them one by one. Instead, you can only measure them in kilos. And that is the reason why pork, the meat of the pig, is not countable, or the meat of the pig is non-countable. Now, these distinctions, concrete, abstract, unique, non-unique, countable, non-countable, seem to reflect differences that exist in nature, but only partly so. All language have reference classes which may be natural to some degree.